Hi everyone, welcome to this month's update for CancerMaps Incorporated. This is for the month of June 2026. This month, one of the main things I've been working on is something that I think is fundamental to every organization, and that's having a clear expression of its value proposition. So a value proposition is that thing that helps everyone in the organization understand why the organization exists, what it does, and just as importantly, what falls outside of its scope. And that's, really helpful for the people in the organization, as well as people who are hearing about the organization for the first time, so they can understand, why the work matters and why it's important and why the organization is there. So CancerMaps grew out of a need that I think is familiar to almost anyone that has experienced cancer firsthand, whether that's as a patient, a family member, a friend, or as a healthcare professional. A cancer diagnosis introduces people to a really unfamiliar world. There are new terms, new decisions, new emotions, and new systems to navigate. And people benefit from having information that is credible, reliable, accessible, and applicable to them. And whenever I talk to people about improving cancer education or cancer resources that are available for patients and their friends and family, there's usually an immediate agreement that this is really important. But the conversation often becomes a little bit more difficult when people ask questions like, what exactly is a cancer map? Or what does CancerMaps do? And these are just really basic, fundamental questions that as a founder, I need to be able to answer in a clear, simple, and concise way. And until now, I didn't really feel like I had a good way to answer these questions. So at the beginning of June, we launched the redesigned CancerMaps.ca homepage. So the goal was to create a really clean, professional hub for the organization, a place where people could quickly understand who we are, explore our resources, and learn how they can become involved. And this month, I added the first major spoke to that hub. So on the homepage, under the section called Creating Trustworthy Cancer Resources, you'll now find a link titled, What is a Cancer Map? So if you click on that link, the page it takes you to is one that I think answers the question that I've really struggled with for years. And it explains what makes cancer maps different, how they're designed to help, the consistent structure they follow, and how they're developed, as well as how people can use them throughout the cancer journey. And in many ways, this page captures the core of what CancerMaps Inc. is trying to accomplish. Just as CancerMaps helps someone become oriented to the cancer experience, I think that this page helps people become oriented to our organization. It explains what we do, why we believe it's important, and how people can use our resources or become part of what we're building. So there are many, many exciting directions that I think CancerMaps Incorporated could take in the future, but really before anyone can support an idea, they first need to understand it. And I think that this page gives us a stronger foundation for having those conversations. It helps people living with cancer decide whether our resources are valuable to them and if they want to spend their time using them or contributing to them. It also helps healthcare organizations, researchers, educators, and potential partners understand how teaming with CancerMaps might help them achieve their own goals. Most importantly, it gives us a clear foundation to build on as we continue to grow. That's it for this month. As always, thank you for following along and for your support of CancerMaps Incorporated. If you have lived experience with cancer and are interested in helping inform future resources, I'd be genuinely glad to connect. Please check out the description below for more ways you can connect with us, learn about our work, and support us. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next month. Bye for now.